Good morning, everyone. My name is Dylan Alexander,
I'm Mitch Jathakis.
I'm Emma Stoliga.
I'm Kelly Cadis.
And I'm Grace Fitzgerald.
and we are the Field Arrow team. Now, I've been in a situation in the past where I've been in Westfield, Indiana at Grand Park, which overall there's 1 million people that go to Grand Park each and every year, which is a huge number for a complex of its size. There's 24 baseball fields, 12 soccer fields, 8 lacrosse fields, and there's a few multi-purpose fields as well. Now, in the situation that I was in, I was at Field 4, which is on the total west side of the complex. I had to get to Field 5, which for some reason is on the far east side of the complex. I had to get back in my car, drive all the way back around. It takes me 15 minutes. We're late for the game. We're in trouble. We're not prepared. It's happened before. It's happened with these guys. We feel that this is a large problem with athletes today. So with our app, it's 3 simple steps. 1, you select your tournament, you select your team, and it'll highlight your field. We will highlight the nearest parking to you, so you don't have to end up walking 15 minutes to your field, which we have found is a huge problem for parents especially, who have to lug around large chairs and things of that nature.
Our competition there is none. Nationally, there are sites that will show you where field complex is, but they're not showing you where that specific field is. And when you're in the car trying to find that field in a hurry, that site's not going to help you out. And neither is the international website, which is in the UK called Pitch Finder, and it does the exact same thing. It's a little nicer, fancier, but they're not doing what we will do, which is get you to your specific field in the least amount of time possible.
So the market for youth sports is roughly $7 billion. Now we weren't going to put that number up there because that is a ridiculous number, we think. So we took it by using our customer segment. Our customer segment are tribal athletes from the age of 9 to 18 and their parents, because their parents most likely will drive them to the complex. So we found out there are roughly 13 million athletes that fall under our customer segment who play lacrosse, softball, baseball, and soccer. So we multiplied 13 million by 1.5 because not every kid has 2 parents. We got 19.5 million. From there, because we have no customers, we really think we can take a large portion of those 19.5 million. So we thought that 13 million is a really reasonable and reachable amount for our app. So what we plan to do is start our first 3 months. Our app is going to be free, and the reason why is because 2/3 of apps fail in the first year, no matter if it's paid or free. And the reason why it's free is because we wanted to build a community around us and develop a large following. So after those first 3 months, we're going to make the app $1.99. We got this number through our interviews. Through parents in a local area, they said they would pay $1.99, maybe even more. So we have three costs: 1 COG and 2 SG&A costs. Our COG is the number 30% because Apple takes 30% of all revenues that we generate through the Apple Store. So that is the only COG for us, which is kind of nice for an app. SG&A, app maintenance, which is basically just paying the developer to keep the app running and make sure it's working. And marketing. Marketing is huge for us because we truly believe that with marketing, that's a way an app fails or succeeds. So we're going to put most of our costs in marketing. This is what our 5-year plan looks like. As you can see, by year 5, we're projected to have $1.8 million in sales. From revenue to gross profit, that's basically just 30% that Apple's taking. And the gross profit to net income, this number may increase, but that's the amount of marketing money we plan on spending every year.
Our MVP will consist of 3 things: a landing page, a video, and yard signs. On our landing page, we will have this website so our customers will be able to learn more about our business. They will be able to learn more about our business by simply clicking the Learn More button, which will take them to a page that will explain everything that our business is about and how we can help them. In addition, on our landing page, there will be a survey. This survey will really help us with our customer segment. The first question is the most important question on that survey because it will simply ask you, who are you? And you will have 4 answer choices: either a coach, an athlete, a parent, or a non-athlete. And the way you answer that question will determine the rest of the survey it goes for you. If you answer coach, athlete, or player, it'll take you to one survey, and if you answer a non-athlete, it'll take you to another survey. This will really help us determine our customer segment and what they're really looking for. In addition to our landing page, we will also have a video. We decided to add a video because people are more likely to watch a video rather than sit down and read paragraph by paragraph of what our product is. We will have a step-by-step demonstration of how our app works and clearly walk through the entire app with our customers. And with yard signs, if spring ever comes with the Chicago weather we have and the snow finally melts outside, we will be traveling to tournaments. At these tournaments, we will be placing these yard signs throughout the complex so our customers will be able to see what we are. They'll be intrigued by our signs and realize what is this, and that will take them to our landing page where they will find out more about our business. So in order to gain this audience, we need to get the word out. We will simply start with a Facebook page. And from there, like I said earlier, we'll be going to tournaments where we have a table where, whether it's by the concession stand or by the tournament's t-shirt stand, where we will be having flyers and gathering emails for our audience so we can send out further information to them when our app is developed. And finally, we'll be having email blasts where we will send out emails to local coaches with the link to our landing page saying, we have a solution for you guys and we think it will really work for you in this upcoming spring.
Like Kelly said, on our landing page, there's a Learn More button. As of right now, when you click our Learn More button, it'll take you to a survey. So to determine some of our success, we'll be tracking the amount of surveys taken. Also, we will be tracking the amount of people that click on the Learn More button. We will also be tracking the amount of people that visit our landing page. And also, like Kelly said, there will be a video on our landing page, and we'll be tracking the amount of people who view it.
Now, how are we going to get all this done? We have drawn out a timeline for you guys, and by the beginning of February, so in the next couple of weeks, we will have a landing page uploaded, which will cost $100. Then by March, we hope to have 800 views on the landing page, 200 Learn More clicks within the landing page, 100 surveys, and 400 video views. We decided that the video views would be higher because people are more likely to watch video, like Kelly said. And then next month we would have a 10% growth, and the reason that we decided on 10% growth is because we're coming out of the colder season and kids are just warming up for those spring sports, so it's going to be a slower progression, as well as the fact that we are a newer company and we plan on that slow progress. By the third month, we will have in total 2,648 views, 662 Learn Mores, 331 surveys, and lastly, 1,324 video views.
We have created a Facebook page, and we are going to invite our friends who are athletes to go like our Facebook page. We'll also be sending out email blasts to coaches and tournament directors, and on our email, we will have a link that's taking you to the landing page, and they can click on our Learn More button and take our survey.
So this is what the cost is to make our MVP. The landing page is going to be $100 because it's $25 a month, and we plan to run that for 4 months. The survey, it looks kind of expensive, but we're using SurveyMonkey, which is a very trusted website, and it will get what we want done, and that's $26 a month for, again, 4 months. Now, Facebook ads is the big number up here because, as we said, we want to develop a community around our app, and we really think Facebook is the way of going about this. And we will run the Facebook ads for 60 days at $5 a day. And lastly, the video is going to be $76 because it costs $19 a month to run, and that'll be for 4 months. So the total is $580.
Well, Field Arrow is pointing you in the right direction, one tournament at a time, and we would love for you guys to help us direct the traffic. Thank you very much.
Great idea, I love it, but can you walk me through how you're making money and what the, I have a question about the cost to actually develop the app and where that is.
Yeah, I'll go back to this slide. So we were going to start the app as free, but we quickly learned that that was not enough revenue to...
Yeah, that's zero revenue.
Yeah. No, it's
So
like
you got
advertising.
100,000 in revenue, so where was that revenue?
Right, we plan to, as I said, build a community, and we want them to download the app. And from then on, we want to hopefully build partnerships with tournaments. And so every weekend, we'll alter the app so it's like we're going to make it customized for every team. So when they enter their team in there, that will know that, oh, this is where you're playing on that time. So when they have, like Dylan said, that one complex had 1 million people, if we get just a small percentage of that, we think that 50,000 is a reasonable amount at $2 down.
So who's actually gonna pay the $2 a download?
The,
Well, we figured that, well, we came up with the number 1.5 because we think that either the player will download the app or one of the parents. So we came up with 1.5 because that's kind of like the average between them all, because we assume that not all of them are going to buy it. Because if they all are underneath one like specific account, then they all have the app at once. So we figured that was a pretty reasonable number.
I love the model, love the whole thing. Couple of suggestions under questions, which is you could consider advertising, as you know. I would not give up on that. So you could still charge for the app and advertise. There's lots of people, could be restaurants in the area. So I would encourage you to also look at advertising on the right-hand side to lower your costs. Two is, have you checked the tournament directors to get their endorsement? Every tournament would have someone responsible, so they could, have you guys looked into that?
We'll see at this point, there aren't a lot of tournament directors that have already scheduled their tournaments. They don't really know where they are yet because we're still in the wintertime. So that'll come out a little bit later in the future, but we'll definitely look into that.
Because I put them at the epicenter, and then obviously you've done the coaches, because you can leverage this whole thing through coaches and directors. And if they support you at the field level, they'll send out blasts that would really drive traffic.
I'd go further than that and ask them how they currently communicate. You know, this is about logistics. Like, you know, how do they communicate locations, times? You know, you go here, you go there, and you know, ask them how many phone calls or emails are you getting in the weeks leading up to the tournament saying, I don't know where I'm playing, I don't know where my team's supposed to go, just to kind of validate that there is sort of a market for this.
Park districts, I would assume. And even though they don't have their tournament schedule outlined now, you should go do your problem interviews and solution interviews with them and have them imagine having this type of product and what the cost savings might be for them. Why is your cost, your SG&A cost in year 5 0?
Oh, it isn't supposed to be like that. Sorry, it's
Okay,
we plan to spend around $50,000 in marketing that year.
okay.
Can you talk about the cost of developing this app?
Oh.
Yeah.
We aren't exactly sure because every app is different. We've heard it can cost $5,000 to upwards of $80,000, and that's if you're doing a lot with the app. So we talked to some students here at the high school who were open to making the app, and they said they would do it for $5,000 if less.
And are you familiar with what's going on next door in the class?
Yes.
So that this might be a good way to jumpstart that.
Where are you going to get all the data?
So every field has its own kind of
Right.
schematic and footprint. Is that data available to pull electronically? And how do you go about, keeping it current and adding fields and?
Well, on a very simple level, all you have to do is upload the PDF, and then you can just highlight the different fields and just upload that information. That wouldn't take too much effort from us, because we have the PDF already there, we already have a map laid out. As we get more advanced, we can find a way to input the actual fields themselves and make it a more interactive experience, but for now. it's-
So if you're going to work with a PDF, is there a way to maybe change your MVP a little bit? Where you do more of a concierge MVP and you find out, hey, give me all of the people that are going to your event. And I'll take responsibility of emailing them the PDF file and texting them and attaching it. Now, it's really cumbersome and it's not scalable, but you could get a lot more appreciation for people's willingness to buy that and the tournament director's willingness to, in essence, outsource that to you.
Is there one tournament that you all have experience with, or one of you's got some deep experience with that you can try this MVP on?
Yes, I was part of True Lacrosse for the past 4 years,
Okay.
and their tournaments that they run aren't very organized, you can say, and so everyone's always scrambling around. And I'm in close relations with the founder of
Okay.
Jake Dean, so I'll talk to him.
So that you could at least concentrate on that to just get us a sense of is there significant interest in this? I go back to my baseball mom years, 3 boys, all on a different baseball team. I had 60 games in a month and a half. I could have used this back then, But you need, I mean, I appreciate all that you've done in planning in terms of the digital presence and trying to get a sense of traction, but you guys live in Tournament Center right now, so it may be an old-fashioned way and not as fancy digital, but you can get a sense of traction. Are people willing to pay for this? Pick something. Pick one sport, and if it crosses it, it's fine. I know baseball, games start in mid-April, so.
I'm still looking for adding on to what you're doing, and I keep having scoring, and there's always a central scoring thing that's a 15-minute walk, and no one knows what's going on, and I know it's gonna be difficult to do that electronically, but people may even pay you, high school students, to keep track of the scores and who's at what, so they're winning 3-2, at the end of the game.
Yeah, we consider that for like an upgrade later on,
Right.
like around year 3, because that is obviously very difficult to have live updates like that. So we don't know how to do that right now. We have to figure that out.
It's not difficult, it's manpower intensive, right? It's simple,
Right.
because you have one person sitting there and they just enter,
Right.
so that's not difficult, but it's manpower intensive. But at every one of these places, you have volunteers, and this is a benefit to the director. You want to have as many things, I think, to make this app. I think it has the potential to be exciting. So I continue to look at that, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. What's $100 for a student to sit there all day at
Right.
10 hours an hour?
Yeah.
Don't
And
want
if
it.
everybody's logged into the app, it could just be a real chat community for everybody that's logged into that game or.
You have the potential to do live updates, that will make it exciting. Darren's just won on field 5, and you go, yes, we're playing
Yeah,
that.
that'd be great.
Suggestion about the presentation, the opening of it, super compelling visual, but I think it could be integrated a little bit better in the actual slides. I don't know, a map illustrating just how much pain you go through wandering the fields or something like that, but you have a great problem statement, integrate it a little bit more effectively in the presentation for next time.
Thank you.
Another business, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Sir, did you have a question?
So, one of the questions that I have is you're going to be getting your information from the tournament directors. Most of them have a schematic that they've already planned out that shows where the parking is and where the fields are. Somehow you're going to have to amp that up a little bit because most of them are pretty antiquated. They don't really have a very good schematic. It's kind of weak at best, right? So I think if you're going to go to the Libertyville soccer tournament, all right, so there's 16 fields and there's, I don't know, 30 places that you can park. I wonder what is going to make me as a dad who has soccer daughters go to your app versus pulling out the piece of paper that comes from the tournament and trying to figure it out myself. So there's going to have to be some compelling reason for me to want to download your app and have that. So, I mean, much like Greg was saying, there's got to be something else to it than just, where's my field? I get that that's a problem, and trust me, I've walked a mile more than I need to. My other thought was, you had talked about you're going to be putting out signs, and I think that makes sense when you're young and you've got a few fields, but you start having the scalability to get to the numbers that you're talking about, and that's a lot of signs.
Great.
I don't see those sign costs in your in your cost structure. I also don't see the gas for you guys to drive around and go there and pick up all, and put all the signs down. So there's just a lot of additional costs that I don't think you're thinking about. So I would just give some thought to, okay, if we're really going to do this and we want to get our signage out so people know where it is, who's going, how many do we need? These are pretty big places. And, you could easily lose 50 signs, and then you're obviously going to have to get the director's approval to put those signs up. Maybe one of the ideas was maybe you work with the tournament director and say, you don't make the signs this year, we'll make the signs, we'll distribute them, we'll put them into place so people know where they are, and we'll do a much better job than you guys have done because they've only done 5 signs and you'll do 20 signs.
Okay, thank you.
I concur with what he said. Another business model maybe to consider, it actually addresses your point, is to make it more of a B2B or business-to-business app, which is, or a white label app. So you provide a way for the field director to input their data once, And then the app, and they can add their team logo and add news about the team and add the scores. So it's an app that the parents can download for free, but have the field director pay for it. So your target audience is really the field director, and they control the data. And you're providing a tool for them to enter in all that data and provide updates on the team or things are canceled. And then you've got your fixed data, which is the fields themselves and the parking, because that's going to be the same regardless what team is playing there. So you're providing this sort of template for the field directors for them to get put on their own skin, sort of, skin the app with their own look, branding colors and things, and they provide the data.
It's almost like customizable.
Customizable by each team.
It's
and
really
they-
interesting,
I
this
like that.
feedback about going B2B.
Yeah.
There's a person involved with this class, he's a mentor, he was last year. His name is Reed Lappin, and he owns an app development house. They developed an app for the San Francisco Giants for the fan experience. You should probably talk to them and just say, what about this fan experience can you convert into a Park District experience?
It's
And
a
there's-
fan experience, but for high school tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool, that would, take, and your parking is just one piece of it. That's a really good value add.
Now, before you leave the video, if there's any chance there's video in any of these places, see if you can connect into their video so you can see fields where they're at. They may let you pour it into it because it could be an open, so look into that, because I keep thinking you need to add value. I see teams who put it in the Barrington team, and Dylan's the star, and he's averaged 5 goals a game, that's 325, and it's adding more value to me as a person. I'm a parent, there's their star, number 6 is their star. How do you know that? Yeah, it's on their app. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
We're going to just chat about your MVP, probably give you a little bit more feedback, and then we'll wrap up. So let's talk about the MVP money. The one thing that really you're hearing is potential shifts to B2B, and therefore you have to go interview Park District community tournament directors and stuff like that. Can you go back to your MVP slide?
You want to change about 580.
How much were you?
580, 300 of it was this Facebook ad. So, fine for everything but the Facebook ad, because the Facebook ad is only about going to the B2C world. If there's a way that you can change that $300 to do a true lacrosse, non-technical experience with paper and do the MVP without technology. Your MVP right now is about getting interest. That's good. But what you want to do is to see if the service will pay. And the concierge, you know what that is? The concierge MVP?
We had been talking about that actually a while back. We had one of the mentors come in. He was not for our group, but he had mentioned something like that. So it's great that it was brought up again. And I have a question. Are we really talking about providing a platform for teams? And
Where we at here, everybody? Okay, we gotta go. Sorry.
Do you want to
I'd say we approve the money, they should come back to Hans with the details how they're going to spend it without the Facebook.
We got the money, redeploy to Facebook, rethink everything that we just talked about, and come back.
Thank you.
All right, great job, great presentation.